Right now, as you watch this, millions of working professionals are trapped in a financial paradox. You got the degree, secured the corporate role, pay your bills on time, and structurally, you are doing everything right. Yet, the numbers don't add up. In the United States today, the median single full-time worker earns roughly $62,000 a year, gross. That sounds like the benchmark for a comfortable middle-class existence, about $5,160 every month. But the reality sitting in your checking account tells a completely different story. It feels like an exhausting tightrope walk where you aren't drowning, but you are completely suspended in place. Our goal today is to dissect the exact mechanics of this middle-class squeeze and give you the exact guide to break out of it. We are auditing the financial life of the average earner, someone managing a standard lifestyle with a mortgage, a finance crossover SUV, and standard student loans. We are going to deconstruct the math, fix the cash flow, and expose a radical hidden leverage point in the modern budget that can accelerate your path to early retirement by over a decade. If you have ever wondered why $5,000 vanishes by the third of the month, you are about to discover exactly where the leak is. The first systemic error most people make is budgeting based on their gross income. The contract says $62,000, so the brain assumes $5,000 a month. But the economic system is optimized to extract its share before that capital ever touches your custody. You do not live on your gross salary, you live exclusively on your net take-home pay. Out of that monthly $5,160, taxes take the first bite. Once federal, state, FICA, and Medicare are deducted, $860 is permanently gone. Next is employer-sponsored health insurance, taking a standard $220. Finally, our average earner makes the disciplined choice to capture the corporate match by contributing 3% to a retirement account, which allocates another $180. When the dust settles, the actual usable liquidity landing in the checking account is exactly $3,900. If you want to master the hidden metrics of wealth that the mainstream financial system ignores, take a second to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an analytical breakdown. Living on $3,900 a month in the modern economy is uniquely difficult. The structural costs of the modern American lifestyle have quietly scaled far beyond what median wages comfortably support. Let's trace exactly where that $3,900 goes when the monthly bills arrive. The first day of the month triggers the heaviest cash drain. Let's look at housing. Assuming our average earner secured a modest, entry-level townhome or condo, their combined principal, interest, property taxes, and insurance cite right at $1,500. Legacy financial advice dictates that housing shouldn't exceed 30% of your income. But in today's real estate climate, $1,500 consumes over 38% of their entire take-home pay within 24 hours. With $2,400 remaining, we must factor in basic survival metrics, utilities, and food. Utilities, including electric, water, internet, and cellular data. Average $350 monthly. Groceries, keeping to standard meal prepping without the luxury convenience fees of food delivery, demand a tight $400 for a single adult. The remaining take-home balance is now down to $1,650, and we haven't even addressed the two structural debts anchoring the middle class: student loans and transportation. We analyze data-driven wealth strategies every single week on this channel. If you find this insight valuable, please share this video with one person who needs to see these numbers, and ensure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. A standard student loan balance requires an automated withdrawal of $300 every single month. It is entirely indifferent to your financial emergencies. Then we look at the vehicle. Driving a reliable 4-year-old crossover SUV, carries a standard payment of $450. Add mandatory full coverage auto insurance required by the lender, another $150, and the total cost for that asset sitting in the driveway is $600 every month. After housing, utilities, food, student debt, and transportation, the average earner is left with exactly $750. Allocate a highly disciplined $250 for discretionary life expenses, haircuts, basic streaming, or dining out with friends, and they are left with exactly $500 to invest for their entire future. If they consistently route that $500 into a broad market index fund for 25 years at a standard 8% compounded annual return, it grows into roughly $475,000. It proves budgeting works, but $500,000 2 decades from now is not true financial freedom. Inflation will aggressively erode that purchasing power. This is why the average earner feels fundamentally trapped. They follow the rules, yet the destination remains incredibly modest, but there is an escape hatch hidden directly inside this allocation. Let's isolate the single largest wealth killer in the modern budget: the illusion of the mandatory financed vehicle. We have been conditioned to treat a high monthly car payment as an unchangeable cost of adulthood. But the data shows that spending $600 a month on a loan and insurance before even buying gasoline is an extraordinary drain on wealth accumulation. Before we run the alternative math, I want to ask you, what is the single biggest expense currently holding back your monthly savings rate? Let me know in the comments below. Let's look at a radical pivot. If the average earner's situation permits, utilizing public transit, an e-bike, carpooling, or strategic ride-sharing, and they choose to sell that crossover SUV to eliminate the loan entirely, their financial trajectory shifts instantly. Let's assume alternative transportation costs them a realistic, out-of-pocket cash expense of $150 a month. By eliminating the $600 car ecosystem and subtracting the new $150 transit cost, they instantly unlock a net surplus of $450 every single month. They didn't need a corporate promotion, a grueling side hustle, or a raise. They simply traded a rapidly depreciating asset for raw, predictable liquidity. Look at what happens when that recovered $450 is added directly to the original $500 investment fund. The average earner is now compounding $950 every single month. Over the exact same 25-year timeline at that standard 8% return, the portfolio doesn't just increase, it scales from the original $475,000 to a massive $903,000. By restructuring one single lifestyle variable during their primary wealth-building years, they almost doubled their net worth. That $450 car payment wasn't just buying transportation. It was actively consuming their financial autonomy. If your geographic location or personal situation makes giving up a vehicle impossible, this is not a condemnation. But the mathematical reality remains absolute. Your freedom is directly dictated by your fixed monthly structural costs. If you cannot eliminate the vehicle, you can downsize it. Trading a finance crossover for a reliable older vehicle owned outright eliminates the loan payment and drops your insurance to basic liability. Saving even half that amount, $225 a month, and routing it to investments adds hundreds of thousands to your terminal net worth. To sustain this wealth architecture, you must master the calendar mechanics of your cash flow. Most budgets fail due to the first-of-the-month crunch. When your mortgage and your automated investments both pull on the first, your primary paycheck is entirely depleted. This creates an artificial scarcity that induces stress and forces people to rely on high-interest credit cards to bridge the gap until the next pay cycle. Your actionable optimization task this week is to restructure your debt timelines. Contact your auto lender, your student loan service provider, and your utility providers. They routinely allow you to adjust your payment due dates completely free of charge. Shift your student loans and your auto payments to the 15th or 20th of the month while maintaining your housing on the 1st. By distributing your fixed obligations evenly across your bi-weekly pay cycles, you create balanced, predictable cash flow and eliminate the emotional friction that triggers overspending. A budget is not an instrument of restriction. It is an instrument of truth designed to reveal your exact leverage points so you can make high-value tactical trades. The average earner we analyzed chose to trade a depreciating piece of metal for an insulation layer of nearly $1 million. Audit your accounts tonight. Stop looking at your gross earnings. Optimize your net cash flow. Pay yourself first on the very first day of the month, and protect your path to financial freedom. I'll see you in the next episode.